All right. So we have Chase Garbers on the call. If you have questions for Chase, leave it in the chat, and then we'll get started. All right. We'll start with Chase Travers from Rivals.
Hey, Chase, you're a week in to practice now, and you've gotten the pads on a little bit. What were your impressions of these past couple of days where you've been able to go full pads?
I thought the offense has done pretty well these past few days. Especially when the pads on, things get a little more physical, especially in the trenches. But the offensive line played real well. A lot of perimeter blocking that we like to see as an offense by the wide receivers and tight ends. And overall, it's gone well.
Yeah. What do you think of Will Craig, who's, from what we've been told, kind of taken over the left tackle position?
Will? Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Sorry, it cut out. Will, how he's done at the left tackle position so far?
He's done a great job. It was a bummer not having him out there last year for a couple games, but he's done a great job so far. He's looking real healthy. He's understanding the concepts of our run schemes very well, and I can't wait to see what he does in the season.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? This is going to be one of the easiest sessions ever. All right. Looks like Jake Curtis has one from SI.
Yeah, Chase. You got a whole new offense here and not too much time to learn it, not much spring. Do you think it's going to take a couple games for you to really feel comfortable in it, or do you think you'll be ready, feel comfortable in the Washington game?
I think our offense will be real comfortable by the time November 7th comes around. I think us players and coaches have done a great job. Since quarantine, since we got sent home, of keeping ourselves mentally engaged with the installs. And now it's just all about live reps and live execution. We have a bunch of practices to get that down.
What's been your biggest adjustment in this new system?
Biggest adjustment, I'd say, just getting timing down with wide receivers and live reps. Prior to fall camp, we were doing walkthroughs, so it's a lot of walking tempo. You're not getting throws out there, so you're just seeing where they're going to end up in routes. But getting those live reps against real defenders is definitely the biggest adjustment.
You good, Jake?
Thanks. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Next up, we have Jasper Sunday from the Daily Cow.
Hey, Chase. You guys got a pretty deep running back room there. What are your first impressions from just this week about the guys with you in the backfield?
Well, they're all great guys. They all know what they're doing mentally and physically. They're freaks of nature. Like you said, we're pretty deep in the running back room, which is awesome. The fact that you can go 3, 4, 5 deep, in a game and rotate all those guys and keep them all fresh.
And then you talked about the last couple of months, obviously during the pandemic, you couldn't get on the field, but you guys were tuning in a lot, talking a lot, doing stuff off the field. What do you feel like from all of that has most helped you now?
Oh, I think, the walkthroughs prior to fall camp were definitely the biggest thing that helped us. We kind of took an approach that we were kind of throw everything in there, just to get familiar with everything. And then once camp started, we were going to kind of knowing what's happening before the installs at camp was definitely a huge help for us.
Thanks.
All right, next up we have Jim McGill from Bear Insider.
Hey, Chase. A couple of the players were talking about how the defense has been remarking that they're seeing some things from your offense under Coach Musgrave's scheme that they're not used to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty happy with some of the new looks that you're getting and thinking about how the offense might get revitalized this year?
Yeah, definitely. We talk with the defensive side of the ball a lot, pre and post practice, and the DBs especially. They're seeing things that you don't normally see on Saturdays that you see on Sundays, and to have that kind of a different aspect of the game that where a lot of colleges and coordinators aren't necessarily seeing your offense week in and week out. Is going to be to our advantage.
Also, can you talk about a couple of standout moments with some of the young new receivers?
Standout moment, Jeremiah Hunter has been catching a lot of great balls for us lately, making up and getting the tough grab, beating guys off the line. He's got a big frame, which is awesome as a quarterback to have that big wide out on the outside. Aiden Lee's made some great grabs as well. Justin Baker, really shifty on the inside. So all three of those guys have, done a great job so far.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go back to Trace.
Yeah, you talked either earlier this week or last week about regaining your rapport with the wide receivers. How has it been gaining that with maybe some of the guys you weren't throwing with in SoCal, like Mackay or Trevon Clark?
Yeah. Well, some of the older guys, it kind of picked up day one with Kakoa, Nico, Mackay, just because, I've been in Berkeley since June and so is he. So that was also good to be in, with him during that time. But, kind of catching that new timing with the younger wideouts and guys like those who, you've never really seen run live until now. So I think, that kind of took a couple days to get used to. But now that, it's practice 6 or 7 right now, we've done a great job just working out the kinks and making sure we're both, on target and on timing.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Owen Kaminsky from Radford, California.
Hey Chase, with a week of practice in the books, how does it feel to not have any fans in the stands?
Obviously it's going to be different, come game time when there's no fans. But I bet, each school has so it's just not dead quiet. So you're not hearing everybody's, vocal calls.
All right, next up we have Alamo Brown from 24/7.
Good evening, Chase. How you feeling?
Feel great.
Wonderful, wonderful. Quick question. I know you had an outstanding Red Box Bowl game, which was one for the record books, of course, and you hooked up numerous times with Mackay Polk.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a possibility that you and Mackay are clicking, and can we see more of that connection this season as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think, Mackay took a huge step at the end of the season, especially that Red Box Bowl. And, his confidence just grown since then. So, trying to carry that on into this season, and there'll definitely be a lot more connections to Mackay this year.
Thank you.
All right, if there are any further questions from Chase, please let me know in the next couple of seconds. All right, thanks a lot, Chase.
Thank you, guys.